I don't know if I should talk or no.
Ha, yeah. Take a last of
Hey,
that, baby.
yes,
What's up,
sir. What's
bro?
going on? What's up, man?
I said chilling, chilling.
James, Mr.
Yeah.
Wright is in the building. I love the shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah, that My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I've been hearing so much about that. I have not watched that show yet or the
Dude,
anime yet.
it's good. I like the take that it has on like what actually constitute what actually a hero and a villain is, and they make sure that you know that the
Mm,
world is definitely a lot more gray than it is black and white. You know.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna check it
Oh,
out, man.
like
My
you should.
man.
It's a good show. I got left hand. Actually, no, I don't. I can just do this right here.
That's awesome,
Oh,
man. I'm glad you're still into the anime world.
dude, yeah, always.
Yeah. Same, man. I watched Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry had a little anime series. I think this past year.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Oh no, no, I heard about it.
Oh, that thing was fire. It was fire, man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Huh.
it was amazing. I was
Good
like,
stuff.
wow. Cause I had the game back in the day, you know. So just to see they had an anime for it, I was loving it. But the way it ended, I'm like, they need to come out with another version. Like I'm ready for another second, like a second season. So
Yeah.
I hope they do. I
Huh.
hope they do.
They're
Yeah.
going. They're going to. Oh, I was gonna
Yes.
say before we get started too, because I know we're gonna be sharing some events from our past. So just for privacy's sake, whenever we name people, we'll just use different names. So that way they're not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said this, and, stuff like
Yes.
that.
Oh,
Hmm.
absolutely. Oh, I got you. Oh, I got you.
Good to go.
I,
So I ain't gonna lie, it does take a little bit for viewers to come on here. We may or may not get them, but I will be posting this later.
it's all
Um,
good.
oh yeah, this is funny. This is the first time I'm actually doing this part right here. This is awesome. Yeah. So the way I know we started off would be like, hey, for those of y'all that are seeing this video after we upload it, thank you very much for joining Dragon Sight Knowledge. Today I'm sitting with my buddy Will. Just a little bit of backstory. We grew up with each other, went to school with each other, and attacking life. And today we're going to be talking about do opposites actually attract? Yeah, I did a live on that a couple days ago. This is part two to it, but I wanted to bring Will on here just to go a little bit deeper so he can share his personal stories with it. Because we're gonna go in deep as far as what does it mean when opposites attract. How does that play when you're looking at it from numerology and astrology aspect? And has that been something that has proven to be a good thing or a bad thing within our own personal lives? So, real quick, Will, if you want to introduce yourself, your background, and what you got going on.
Awesome. So, first off, man, James, thank you for having me on this amazing show today. Happy Sunday to everybody. My name is Will Swinney from Delaware. Me and James, we grew up in Delaware. We played on the same football team, William Penn, many, many moons ago. We
Mhm.
had a great team, and we didn't win the championship, but we still build a we still build a bond over time, man. You know what I mean? Of course that was a rough day, of course, for us all. But my background, so for me, I currently work at a bank. It's called City National Bank. On the side, I day trade. So day trading is a lot. It's a lot. It's a skill set that I'm looking to master. Still been in the journey with that for since 2017, on and off. There's times where I've given up, went back, given up, went back. So right now I'm back in it. So the goal is to stay on it and hit my goal by any means necessary. My main goal is to be a full-time day trader. Um, as far as numerology and astrology, I started learning about this in 2018. I knew nothing about even my own personal sign, which is a Pisces. I knew nothing about numerology. Me and James talked about my life path. I don't remember if you know what it is. It's a two, but I think you said it was a one or 11. I don't remember, but you'll probably talk
11.
about that. There you go.
Mhm.
There you go. But I just started. Honestly, it just really started with a friend of mine. His name is Justin Odoron, and this is 2016. So we used to go, and he was attending University of Delaware at the time, and we would go to his school in the library, and we watched this thing called Hidden Colors. And at that time, I was heavy into church and going to church and things like that. But there was a start to be a missed connection between me and church. I felt like there was something missing, and at that time, I was going through a lot in life, and I felt like I was really lost. And we was watching Hidden Colors series. If you haven't watched it, take a look. It's definitely something that's really powerful when it comes to you know our people and things like that. But we was watching four series. We took about a whole month. We broke it down, and the things they were talking about was with different spirituality systems, and it really just opened my mind. Like, yo, there's more things out here for me to learn, and I was like, I need to find someone that knows this stuff because I don't know anything about it. I don't know nothing. And I met a guy. He used to go to my church, and his name is Mr. Steed. He's a very wise man. I met him. I reconnected with him at Best Buy, same year, 2016, and I saw him day trading, of course, and things like that. And that's how we first got connected. But then he knew all about astrology, spirituality, and he was teaching me about things about myself that I didn't even know I knew, but I didn't even know. And there was things he was showing me about myself through my sign that was true. Like, yo, I'm very, Pisces, we could be very emotional, very imaginative, and we daydream and all these different things. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And then he started going through my birth chart. I'm not only just a Pisces sun, but my moon sign is in Aries. And that's my other nature. And he was going over that, and we were reading things. And I'm like, yo, it was showing that, you could be impulsive, or you could be very aggressive towards certain things when it comes to your goals and things like that. When I first started reading that stuff, I didn't believe it. But the more and more I read it and I start encountering with things in life, it made a difference. So I'm still learning as we speak, but that's just a little background how we're here
Exactly.
now today.
Oh, and we gonna be looking at things real quick. First, I want to say hi to everybody that joined. Thank y'all very much for watching. And like I said, like the title says, we're gonna be getting into opposites, and just like what Will was talking about, when it comes to like the nature, depending on what type of Western sign you have, you got the Chinese. I go off the Vietnamese system because it's more accurate than Chinese system, and then you also got your natal charts when you deal with the planets and their positions. What's your rising sign? What's your moon at? Where's Lilith at? All those, it all plays into everything. And so one thing I wanted to point out too is the fact that so Will and I both were born in the dragon year, right? So that right there is a similarity. But I was born underneath the sign of my sun sign is a Virgo. Will's is Pisces. Those are actually opposite signs that plays into this video. So let me see here. Let me see how I can word this one together. Speaking of which, before I continue though, if y'all want a birthday reading, I'll be doing one birthday at the 10-minute mark. So 10, 20, 30, 40, just one birthday, and I'll be doing one. Hello, hello. So but just on the basic thing, Will, what do you feel about opposites? Do you feel as though it's a beneficial thing to have people around you that have opposite traits, or how does that work in your mind?
All right, so that's actually a good question. So based off of my journey, so the gentleman I was mentioning, Mr. Steed, he's an Aquarius. Um, when I got connected with him, he's completely different than I am, and there's things that I needed to work on that he's already mastered. So basically he's been mentoring me, right? And his sign with him with Aquarius, you probably know, like the way they communicate, the way they're very honest. They can be blunt, very honest with certain things, and those were things that I was dealing had issues with. And he was showing me like, hey, you need to learn how to communicate better in this area. You need to know how to speak your truth, because when the way I would see him interact with people, I'm like, man, I want to be like that. I want to be like that, but in my own version. So, me and him been connected for years now, and I've been learning a lot from the sign of him, his Aquarius sign. I feel like it's important because he gives me a different perspective on how I see things in life. I might see life in one way. He sees life in a way where I might not understand, but he's going to give me the perception why he sees it this way, which is going to open up my mind more, and is going to give me like, okay, maybe I need to look into this and see why I might need to look at it this way. So now it gives me a different experience to learn. You know what I mean? So I think it's important in that sense. Now there's a other side to that. Now I have experiences where I met, like I told you, I met fellow Virgos. There's this one gentleman I met. I'm not gonna say his name, and we had a falling out because Pisces and Virgos. I've been meeting them my whole life, like you, my cousin, so on and so forth. And this one gentleman, we had some similarities. We both like to have fun. We both like to laugh, joke. But then there was other qualities within him. He liked to use people, and he was using me because I was a nice guy. I'm the nice guy, the kind guy. But it didn't work out because the relationship, we weren't on the same frequency. And when it came to certain things, it was only one in one area. Yeah, we like to have fun. We like to laugh and joke. But when it came down to serious matters, I might have wanted to do something. I took it a little bit more serious. He might have said, "Nah, I wanted to do it this way." I might want to take more of a shortcut. I might want to say, "No, I want to do it this way." So he would try to go around the situation and try to use me and use my qualities to benefit him. And that relationship taught me, like, you have to really pay attention to, you really got to study, like you said, you got to study everyone's their sign, and you got to study the whole thing. You got to understand people, because certain things might not line up with your path. You know what I mean? So I that relationship really it scarred me for a little bit. I'm healing over time, but it taught me that, just because you're laughing and joking, that doesn't mean that it's a really good relationship. That could just mean you're just having fun in the moment. But if it's not going to help you grow to become a better individual, if we're not learning, we're not hitting our goals together, then it's just not really meant to be.
Exactly, exactly.
So I had to use both of those examples. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just to elaborate more on that. So like just and I because I have a bad habit of like going too fast. So
No, you good.
breaking down like opposites, right? So like how you said, like right now I'm born in the Virgo's my sun sign, Pisces is your sun sign. But you just had an experience with another Virgo where it pretty much in a sense like it hurt with the what y'all been through and the falling out that y'all had. So then, like, see, one of the things that the reason why knowing astrology, numerology, your natal charts, everything, and this is important, is because there's a different formula that I was born with, but that's different than the other Virgo that you met was born with, and then you got to
Okay.
look at what that is. So when we think about opposites and similarities, so first off, all three of us men, right? So that's one similarity that all three of us shown. Your friend you had a falling out with, me and you,
Mhm.
and was your friend the same age as you?
He was a couple years older.
Couple. How many years older? Do you remember?
He's probably in his 40s now. Yeah, he has to be 40 or 41. He might be 40. He might be 40, 41, because I'm 37.
37. Gotcha. So there's a possibility he was born in a goat, or oh, I guarantee he was born in a goat year. I'm so glad you brought that up. So
Oh,
I guarantee you, there's a reason why. Now I'm gonna get to that here soon. I'm sorry, I might go into story mode for just a little bit.
please, please
So
educate us.
So you got the possibility of him being born in a goat year or a monkey year. They're side by side. That's the signs. That's 3 years. Oh no, we said older. Older means younger. My bad. So I might be wrong about that. So 3 years before us would be 85, and that's the year of the year of the ox. And then the year right before that is also which would be 96. That's the year of the rat, which actually makes
Mm,
sense. But the rat is actually friends to the dragon. So the dragon has two friends, and that's the rat sign and that's the monkey sign. So we
mm,
get along with them a little bit more than most people. So you got the similarity of being men, and then you got but you got the opposites of being Virgo and Pisces. Now you said that he was manipulating, like trying to use you. Virgos are not known for doing that. So there has to be something outside of that realm of a Virgo that would give him the capability of doing that. And the most manipulating signs in all of the in the Western zodiac, Pisces unfortunately is one of them. Scorpio is another one.
yep. Yep.
Gemini is another one.
Hmm. Yep.
Those three main signs. And then when you go into
Yep.
Chinese or Vietnamese astrology, the cat sign or the rabbit that some people know it as, the
Mm,
rat sign, the goat sign, the goat sign.
mm, yep.
Oh man, I'm gonna get on them so bad, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Those are the ones. So now, as you're looking at it, you can kind of pick up on like what else is going on in somebody's chart. So, like mine,
Yes.
for example, a lot of things in my chart boost loyalty. It boosts upbringing. It boosts like a way that you know to uplift people. So, like I said, sun sign Virgo. My moon sign is Aquarius.
Oh
Aquariuses are
wow.
known for being the rebels. They're known for being the truth seekers. They're known for they're to being the most in the interracial relationship. But it's also it's a way to kind of break the system. In
Yes.
numerology, the number five, and that's my life path number. Five is
Oh,
about
okay.
freedom, it's about travel, change, also rebellion, you know.
Mm.
And then the number seven, I'm born on the 25th. The number seven is about mental exploration. It's the deepest number, the deepest thinker, and the what we call it, and the most spiritual number out of everybody. It's also loner, which is why that friend group is always tiny. So a lot of mine is exploration of the mind, but the freeing of the mind, because that 2-5 means something. Because you can make the seven out of just a seven, a 16, 25, 34, and you can wrap it back around. So each
Mm,
version of that seven is actually going to function different. So
yes.
and that's how you dive deep in there. And this is where now you start coming into whether opposites attract or not. But here's a theory, and this is from talking with you about it a couple of days ago. Is if you look at men and women, right? So you start off men and women, that's already opposites. We're supposed to be that way, but you're already dealing with one opposite. So now let's throw in the Virgo Pisces combo. Now that's two opposites you're dealing with. So you're already starting off at a negative right now. There's not too many similarities going on now. And then if you add in, we're both born a year of the dragon. So the dragon's opposing sign is the dog. So if you're a dragon and she's 6 years younger or older than you, now you're dealing with three opposites. The more chances that y'all got to just button heads and just not being, cohesive. But one thing they don't tell you a lot is that you're actually supposed to learn a lot from your opposites. But since we're
Mm,
so blinded when we're young, we're not. It's you're told like what's that one famous saying? Accept me as I am, or don't accept me at all, and that's not it. The one thing about Virgo is also considered the virgin, right? The version of the whole zodiac. Pisces being the opposite, you
yes.
can understand what the opposite of a virgin would be, right? Now, this does
Yes.
not mean that if you meet a Pisces person, they're trying to get in everybody's pants. And it doesn't mean if you meet
Yes.
every Virgo that they're trying to have their chastity until marriage. That's not, it's
Yep.
more complicated than that. But
Yes, sir.
what it is the Virgo at times needs to understand that they don't need to be prudish 24/7. They need to be able to let go, cut loose, enjoy life, be those big thinkers, stop being so
Yeah.
uptight. Where the
Yes.
Pisces may need to learn to be more prudish, be more uptight, be more selective of what they're doing.
That's
So it
true.
goes vice versa, Just like with the dragons, we're quick to be angry, but we cool off very fast. We're very loyal in our lives. We're very stalwart. We're honorable type individuals. Our stare tends to throw people off half the time. A lot of people think I'm angry all the time, and I'm like, I didn't even know you was standing there. I'm just daydreaming, but it's the way my eyes get off, you know.
You know.
But at times we don't know how to, in a sense, there's certain things we take too serious, you know, and that a dog does not. The dog is free, it's roaming, it's doing whatever it wants to do. You know, it doesn't take life as serious, and it wants to be around people, and they kind of are accepting of a lot more people than a dragon would. And same thing, both need to learn. So this is where society will teach you to fully accept somebody that's going to be your opposite and ignore the red flags, ignore everything else, and then you get tied up in a bunch of stuff you shouldn't be. So, like, let's say if you was to get into a relationship with your opposite, that's not a good thing because from the time you're born, 12 years at 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on and so forth, that's your good year. You're going to have that good year. But every 6 years, 6, 18, 30, 42, 54, and so on and so forth, is going to be your, in a sense, opposing year. If you get with a partner that is your opposing sign, that means in a 6-year rotation, you're going to have a good year, they're going to have a bad year. Their bad year can stop you from completely getting to the point to where you need to get to in that good year, and vice versa. And those energies will work against each other. Because as much as we can interact, we can have somebody in the opposite energy as our friend, but the moment they become a lover of somebody more, now we're sharing that energy on an intimate level. And when it hits that intimate level, it does not become positive. It destroys both of you. And just as a small example, dragons are not actually supposed to own dogs because of this. The energy of having a dog around you actually affects you. I didn't have health issues until 2018. I got my dog Jack in 2018. 2018 is also a dog year. And every year after that, I've had health issues. I mean, I've almost died twice, you know, up until then.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And then I had my stroke before. Yeah. Right after I got a dog. So that's why I told my wife, like, we're getting cats next. Because my wife was born to get a cat. Cats. So let's boost up that energy.
Yes.
You see what I mean, though? It's crazy how stuff like it's on such a minute level. Such a minute level. And just like with you, where we talked about you being 11 and not a 2. So you started learning about numerology in 2018, which would have been a dog year, which unfortunately, I'm not going to say that like the one guy you're studying from is a good dude. But right there, it even tells you that what you learn, you're always going to have to like go a little bit beyond that. And he may not be your final teacher. He might just end up being a friend because you learned it in a year that's actually a negative energy for you. So you're not going to get the full picture, if that makes sense. So just like, and that's kind of like when it comes to the energy of the 2 and the 11, the main thing that makes them similar is their intuition. No numbers have as good an intuition as the 2 and the 11 does, but nobody has the intuition that an 11 does. Also, at the same time, how they function, 2 is more of a diplomat. They're going to be more willing to kind of settle arguments in a way where everybody wins, but they're going to let people walk over them a lot more often than not. 2s need to really understand that you don't let people walk over you. They also, since this is a number of feminine energy, they have a lot of nurturing characteristics. Even if you're a male born on a 2 day, you will have more nurturing characteristics and more, and it says mother-like tendencies than most men would, which is nothing wrong with that. We need men to have that. There's a reason why we're born the way that we are. But an 11 doesn't really have those same nurturing tendencies. An 11, like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were both 11s. Kyrie Irving, 11 is the number of the athlete.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a number of charisma too. Barack Obama, everybody goes, oh, he's very well spoken. He's well spoken. Charisma. It's also a number of emotions. Look how Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, and Obama, just those examples, how they were with their emotions. Wow. You know, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Martin Luther King had an 11 in his too. So that passion that they have, but they also so you got 11. You got the number of the athlete, the number of charisma, the number of emotions. But this is also why a hidden factor. This is why me and you get along so much, and I like to share this. The number 7 is a number of the genius. So intelligence, right?
Yes.
Number 11 is emotions. Emotions and intelligence run side by side. They're counterparts. If you spell out the
Mm.
number, if you spell out dark using letterology, you'll get 7. If you spell out light, you'll get 11. Dark and light reaches balance. 7 and 11 are
Mm.
faded numbers. That's something
Wow.
that is, that's why numerology actually sits above astrology in the natal chart. And that's why me and you get along on a very high level because we hold those numbers. If you had
Interesting.
that 2 number, 2 actually does not get along with 7 or 5.
Mm.
5 gets mad because it's just like you're holding yourself back. You're letting everybody run around you. You know, you're trapping yourself, and fives don't like that. Sevens don't like it too either because you're playing. All you're doing is just working the system, and you're staying in a bubble where 7 wants to explore. That's another
Mm.
reason why I could prove that your life path is not a 2. Besides just doing
Wow.
math, but you know,
Interesting. Oh wow. That is amazing. Wow.
exactly,
This is
dude.
awesome.
It goes deep. It goes deep. So
Wow.
here's an example. Not an example. If I was to not guess, how was 2024 for you?
2024. Oh, I had some struggles with 2024 because oh yeah, 2024. Oh man, I was dealing with health issues. So with 2024, I got really big. I was overeating. I was not going to the gym, and there was a point in time where I couldn't even walk a mile without my back hurting and me being out of breath.
Hmm.
It
That
was bad. And then I was dealing with issues with my one of my managers at the time at the another bank I was working at. The job was just constantly giving me issues. It just it was 2024 wasn't bad, too bad. It wasn't crazy bad like 2022, but because 2022 I was in the year 9 in 2022.
mm.
2022 was horrible.
Those 9
Oh,
years.
2020, yeah, that 9 year was crazy. But 2022 kind of was like, ooh, yeah, 22 was bad. But 2024 was like, ugh, it just I was going through a few things with my job and my health. So I had to really turn it around like the end of 2024. I had to start going to the gym and I had to start eating better and I had to lose a few pounds because it was getting bad. My health was getting really bad, but a lot better now.
Yeah, and I'm glad. You know, I'm not glad that you went through that 2024, but I want to break this down
Please
because
do.
my 2024, it definitely was like emotionally trying, but it's when my son was born. You know, something I've been wanting my whole daggone life happened in
Mm.
my good year. You know, and then literally the year before, which was my wife's good year, that's when we got married. So we got married in her good year. We had our son in my good year because our years are
Wow.
back to back. Even though
Interesting.
she's 10 like 10 years and a couple months younger than me because she was born 99, almost 11-year difference. I
That's
know I got
all.
like
That's love. Nah, that's cool. That's cool, man.
yeah,
I
and
might.
that's
Hey, big ups.
Absolutely. Also, by the way, I know you're watching. If you're watching, you got a question about your birthday, go ahead and drop it down in the comments. We can give you a little quick birthday reading for you, especially around this time of month. It's February. I know a lot of people are wondering if they're going to find love this year and what's going on. And actually, what I'm about to actually break down here is going to be really important because these are one of the tools you can use in order to actually figure out whether it's not only a good time to be in a relationship, but if one's going to come your way. So just like how Will was just stating, his 2024 year was not that great. Well, 2024 is the year of the dragon. We're both dragons, which means it's supposed to be a good year for both of us. But if you notice, he said that a couple years ago in 2022, he was in Universal 9 year. So for those watching the video, how are you going to figure out how you get to your universal year? You take your month and then you add it to your day of birth. So like, for example, I'm born August 25th. So I'll take the 8, add the 2, you get 10, plus 5, you get 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. And then you take that and you add it to the year. Now, one thing I do, because sometimes how the numbers come together, it's odd. I add the individual numbers of the year. You could do both if you want to, but to me, it just feels better that way. So, and by the way, here's another hidden thing: your personal years go from birthday to birthday, not year to year, because the New Year's that everybody celebrates, one is not the actual New Year's; it's fake. They do that on purpose. So it goes from your birthday to your birthday. So my birthday isn't up to next August, so I have to go by last year's date, which is 2025. So then I add the 2 to the 6. To actually at this point, I will add 2 plus 2 plus 5, which gives you 9. So I add the 9 to the 6, which will give me 15, which will give me a 6 again. So up until my next birthday, I'm in a universal 6 year. A universal 6 year is good for career development, career expansion, but also home and family, which means that your home and family duties may skyrocket and update, which they definitely did. Like I just got a job a couple months ago, but for the most part of the last year, I didn't have a job because of health issues, but I had to take care of my son while my wife worked. And see how that it just magically happened like that. So depending on what your personal year is, it can affect your your good year. So Will, your what is your month and birthday again?
So month is March
That's
18th. You need the
so
year
March.
too?
Well, just those two. So March 18th. So you got 3,
Hmm.
4, 12. You get 3, and then you said
Yeah.
2024 wasn't all that great of a year. So,
Yes.
um, in a sense, I would have to go off of the 2023 one first. So that'll be 2, 4, 7. Um, Dag on it. 7, 10, 11, 19, 1. Oh yeah, no, because you going through a universal. You should have been going through a universal 1 year.
Yes. 23. Yes, I was. Yep. Because
Yeah,
22 was a ending of a cycle, and one was yep. Yeah. 23 was one. 24 was
would have been
two.
11.
Yeah.
It's an 11-2 year. Oh,
Mm,
you
yeah.
say you. If you want to go ahead and add into why you're depressed, go ahead. Maybe we can help you out. Tell us what's going on. And, crying is actually a really good way to let it
Yes.
out. My wife goes through it all the time. But if you drop your birthday in the comments, maybe we can give you some uplifting information to help you out. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
man. Oh yeah. Go ahead. I
nine
was going.
years and 9 years and 11 years. Throw it out and don't use actual names. Don't use
Yeah.
actual names.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeping it cool. Keeping it cold.
Exactly. Yep. It'd be funny if I know this person. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. But so 9 years, 9 years, a lot of people gotta understand that you gotta go with the flow of the energy. The more you know about the years and what year you're going through, you gotta go to flow of the energy. So
Yes.
um I'm a glutton for abuse. Uh-oh. So like you going through the dragon year 2024 was the universal 8 year that dealt with money, power, and karma. And then you're going through a personal 11 year, which
Oof.
you already told you what 11 deals with. But
Right.
11 2 years means you're going to go between the energies of 11 and 2, which means that it will be a highly emotional year, which means you have to keep your emotions in check. And you'll
Yes.
be going through the 2 energy, which means you will have to be a diplomat with the things going on. And since it was the universal 8 energy, what ended up happening was life told you you need to get your health in check. 2, you need to really look at your surroundings and what's going on. It was exposing a lot of things to you that more than
Facts.
likely whatever fit you was going through was maybe not the fit you wanted to, or you need to restructure what was going on.
Yes. Yes.
So, and
Yep.
due to the fact that 11 is the number of the athlete and you were having health issues, it was a direct saying that you need to exercise.
Yes.
Not,
Right.
not the fact
Yep.
that,
Yes.
it's a
That's
yeah,
exactly what it was. Because I
exactly.
wasn't doing nothing.
Exactly. And then like for me on the other
Mm.
hand, I had two main people that were causing negative issues in my life. One was a dog and one was a goat, born in those years. They're both
Wow.
Pisces. They both were born in Pisces. And I had
Mm.
to I
Mm.
had to I had to clear out that from my life.
Yes.
And they
Absolutely.
keep trying to grow their ugly heads because they don't go away quietly. But if
Hmm.
I didn't do that, then what example am I setting for my son? What situation am I putting him in? You know?
Right.
So I had to be
Right.
get more of that energy. And I was going through a 5 energy, but dealt with travel, freedom, rebellion, and I use that.
You was ready to break out.
Exactly. Exactly. And real quick,
Hmm.
and you right, God is purging you for a new beginning. And I will say, no, yeah, lies are lies. But I'll tell you this: we're actually now in a universal 1 year.
Mm.
2026 is universal 1 year. It is a time for new beginnings. It's a time for masculine energy, It's a time for people to be more assertive. So if you do want to start something new, like that's why I'm hitting all this live stuff so daggone hard, is this would be the year to do it. Now you want to pay attention to what your personal year is, and there's many more. I got like this whole graph that I made from this, where I can even go down to day by day what energies I'm going to go through, and you can play it. It says last time we're in a 9 energy was 2016. Yes, we're Harambe. You know, now here's the irony. In 2016, Harambe, we started off with Harambe, right? When he got shot in the zoo, and everybody's like, you know, all these Harambe memes. We started off 2025, another Universal 9 year, with all those Bigfoot memes.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. And at least you didn't. Like I said, I'm really curious to know what your birthday. You're giving a lot of information. But
Yeah, man. Put it in there so James can help you out.
exactly. And that's one thing. When it comes to the numbers, when it comes to the numbers and stuff, it's not really when it comes to numbers and astrology and things of that nature. I do want to tell people that don't run your life based off of this. We're still, oh, we're still human beings. We still have to make our own decisions. But being aware of your energy can help you make a better decision for yourself. But it does not. It's not a cure-all. It's not something that's going to automatically fix everything. But it's going to allow you to walk more into what your energy path is. Like, let's see, right now, 2025. So you would have been going through, you got 3, 4, 8, and then wow. 3, 4, 12. Excuse me. This gives you 3, and then 5, 7, and then 5, 3. So you're gonna be going, you yourself are gonna be going from a universal 3 year to a universal 4 year. So which literally next month. So right now is the time for you to be creative. It's a time for you to be. I'll see you later. It's a time for you to be creative. It's a time for you to have that childlike energy about you. It's time for you to communicate. You're in that time, but once your birthday shifts over, hard work. You need to get it. The fact that you're going to be now in a personal year 4 and it's a university year 1, hard work is going to be the key. So like with your day trading, with your health, with everything else, what you carry, you want to really carry you want to really hit the ground running when it comes to hard work, but don't overwork yourself. Know when you hit a burnout period, take your time, because 4s have a really bad time of not knowing when to stop. They work. A 4 is the hardest workers. The horses of the Chinese zodiac are the hardest workers, and the Western zodiac, I think the ones that have the most problem with that would be Aries, which is your moon sign.
Wow.
So you
Interesting.
dive deep into that hard work ethic, but do not, let it take over. And then
Yes.
also here's another sneak peek for you. So, man, hold on, I gotta like find a pen and paper, because doing a lot of this stuff by just off the top of my head can be trying. But you're gonna help me out with math a little bit. um,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give something. People watch this video, I'm gonna give you how you're gonna find out what your pinnacle numbers are and your challenge numbers. There's a lot of numerologists that actually will get mad at me for sharing this information for free.
Oh, really?
People charge for like hundreds of dollars for the information that I share from time to time. We said what? Yeah.
I'm about to write this down.
Oh, good. So what you do is, right, you got your birthday. What you want to do is what's your life path number is 11. So your first pinnacle number is going to go from the age of 0 to 25. And where they say maybe, so I'm gonna skip that. And how you figure out what that number is you add the month and the day together. So you're gonna add 3 plus 9, which is gonna give you 12. So 3. So from ages 0 to 25, you're going to that 3 energy, or you're growing into the 3 energy. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, from the ages of 26 to 35, you add the month plus the year, which I already know our year equals 8, and you got 9. So you're going to be growing to the 8 energy, which is why you also probably found day trading within that time, because you're supposed to be growing into money, power, karma. You're supposed to learn how to balance your money, your finances. You're supposed to find balance within the material world. That's what you're supposed to do, no matter what.
That's real. That's real.
Yep. Your third number that you grow into, which is going to be from, I said 26, 35, so it's going to be 36 to 45, is you add the next 2 numbers together. So, ironically, but you can't guess what number that is.
11?
11. So this is gonna be a time because we're both about to be 38 this year.
Yes.
Charisma, upgrade that.
Yes.
Your emotions, really
Oh,
hone
I
in
need to
on
work on
keeping
that.
those in check. Do not let nobody push or control your emotions. You are the master of your own emotions.
Wow.
Definitely exercise because the number of the athlete. And if
Mm,
you embrace those for the next, because these are all 9 year cycles, by the way. If you embrace those up until that point, then when you come to your next set of numbers, which is going to be from age 46 until you pass, that's when you add the month to year, which is also going to be 11.
wow.
So right there, your positive energy, what you're supposed to grow into, you're going to be somebody that's going to be gigantically, like you're going to be influencing others. You're meant to influence others. You're meant to use your karma to kind of chip away at your in your direction in life. You know, there's a high possibility you'll probably end up being the healthiest you ever been. And as long as you really dive deep into those energies, it's going to help you along life. These your pinnacle energies are meant to help you
Mm,
because alongside that you have what's called your challenges that go from
mm,
age 0 to 35, 36 to 45, and then there's one number that affects your whole entire life, and then the rest of it is age 55 and on until you pass.
mm,
So like early in life from 0 to 35 for you, you take the month and the day, you minus them from each other this time, which means that you take 3 away from 9 is 6. Your home and family would have been an issue. um Holding on to your anger until it ended up just exploding would have been an issue.
mm.
um I'm trying to think. So yeah, that, and then the want to actually go outside in a sense, like, and not like, playing football is one thing, school is one thing. I mean, like, going out would have been an
Yes.
issue for you. And that's from age 0 to 35.
Wow.
So, and you compare that with your pinnacle years. So now you got your second set of numbers, which is going to be 36 to 45. And then you subtract the day from the birth year, which is 3 minus 8, which is 5.
Mm,
So, which means you're going to have a problem with, you're going to have a, there's a weird thing when it comes to rebellion and authority. So
oh,
either
yes.
that you may let it have too much of a place in your life, or
Yep.
you may reject all of it. At the same
Yes.
time, 5 is the most sexual number out of everything. Pay attention to the relationships of who you get with. That means that more often than not, people that come your way in relationships more than likely aren't going to be good for you. You got to do your investigation. You really got to do
Wow.
your investigation. Um, you're gonna want to not travel. You're gonna need to travel a little bit in that time, but you got to do it smart because you may think a traveling portion might be a good idea, but if it doesn't fit your budget, it doesn't fit your budget. You
Mm,
need to learn that's what the 8 was preparing you for, because you need to travel. Like even with doing your day trading stuff, I'm pretty sure you got to go to different areas, talk and mingle with different people because you're going into
yes.
11 energy. But you got to do it very intelligently, and you got to be careful of sharks. Really, really be careful of sharks,
Wow.
and that's age 36 to 45. Now, the one that you deal with your whole entire year, now we're going to take the 6 and minus the
Hmm.
5 from. So and I deal with it. I have it, and this is the only number that's my challenge number is 1, which
Wow.
means there's two sides of the same coin. One, you either you deal with crap, being sure of yourself, being sure of your
Mm,
decisions, having confidence in yourself is going to
mm,
be something that affects you your whole entire life. Problems with being
that's
assertive
true.
to, and this is either an over an abundance of it or not enough.
Wow.
Starting new ideas and not finishing. All of that is going to be something that is going to plague you your whole life.
Mm,
But I'm telling you,
that's deep.
from personal experience, the more you attack it, the more you overcome it. Gifts come out of nowhere all
Mm,
the time. Like that's how I met my wife. That's how I met,
wow.
my son. Every time I attacked it, good things have happened.
That's
And then
beautiful.
you have your last number, which is the birth date. Oh no, the month minus the year. So it's gonna be 5 again.
Mm,
So for you, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm glad you learned this because the women that are gonna end up finding you attractive right now, 8 times out of 10, probably won't be the best for you. You're going to have to be
mm,
really selective for who they are. And even when you do find one that's going to be good for you, there's a very high possibility that you're going to have to bring a version of them out of themselves that they didn't know. That's what 11s do.
wow.
11s, when they're told their emotions, they will bring a version out of you you don't know. because the two highest frequencies is intelligence and emotions. That's the two highest frequencies.
Mm.
That's why 7 and 11 are destined for each other. So you should find yourself a girl that has a 7 in there. It'll be easier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You see what I mean? And none of this stuff they would have told us. So the
Wow,
possibility of you
that's
ending up
amazing.
in either a dead end relationship, spending 10 years,
Mm,
dogs, man, spending 10 years with somebody and things are not panning out
mm,
are high. But since you know this stuff, though, now your chances are
yes,
lower to where you can actually find that because
yes.
due to the fact that your life is attached to that, whoever you find is going to compliment you on your journey and help you actually get to the best version of who you are. But you
Mm,
don't technically need that person in a sense. Does that make sense?
yes,
Yeah, it's an additive
yes.
for you. For me, it's different. The way my numbers work out, I need a partner in crime to actually really bring out in what's going on. You don't need it, but it helps greatly.
Mm, that's
And
deep.
yep, and then to wrap
That's
it all
deep.
in, the fact that you're a Pisces. I'm gonna tell you right now, it may not fit you. You need to pay attention to it. Pisces men are the biggest simping sign out of all the zodiacs.
No, no, no. No. I had some issues with that. I ain't gonna lie. I have issues with that.
So
It's over the
let
years. I had to. Yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have to.
but you agree. We see what I
No,
mean
it's just
though.
the truth. It's the truth.
Hmm.
It's the
Yep.
truth.
So a lot of what the rest of the energy is saying is
Mm,
what you call it? You need control over that. So think about what the original. So there's a lot of words we use nowadays that had an original place, and I'm getting more and
mm,
more to where I can actually break the word down and who actually first said it. But if you go back in the day, what simping is, like a husband should always be simping for his wife. They said it that way for a reason. You
mm,
know, there's nothing wrong with simping, but they use wife for a reason because no man should be chasing any other woman but his wife. So
mm,
before she is your wife, you should be establishing a foundation. There should be no simping. There should be just you got this energy, I got this energy, I bring this to the table, you bring this to the table, let's see how this works together. But with the
mm.
understanding that it may not work or it may work, but we're going to be adults about this. But I'm
For
not
sure.
going to go and try to be Mr. Knight in Shining Armor. I'm not going to try to be Mr. Captain Save a Ho. You know, I'm going to be a man about this. I'm expecting you to be a woman.
Yes.
If you're not a woman about this, I'm moving on.
Yes.
You
Yep.
know, and if you think that I'm not a man enough for you, that then move on. That's how we got to be. But the moment that
Mm,
we throw this ring on, which you don't tell you need, but we got it anyway because other
yes.
dudes are stupid. Then at that point, then I'm gonna shower you with all the love that I got. Then I'm gonna make sure you take care. I'm gonna make sure you get breakfast. I'm gonna do all those simping natures because you are my
Mm,
wife. And that's
yeah.
what a lot of Pisces men need to understand. Because the other
Facts.
guy,
It's
the
true.
one that had to kick out of the apartment, straight up simp. Like literally, we was trying to get him.
Mm,
Not trying to. There was some. The other one I
mm,
was dealing with. She was ruining everything, and she was treating him like dog crap. And he wanted to let her know what she was doing. We helped him out with it, and then he was like, "I'm done with her." But the moment we kicked her out, guess who we ran straight back to?
he went back right back to her.
And he moved in with her, and guess what happened a couple months later?
They
She
got
kicked him
kicked
out
out.
when she got done with the uses.
Mhm. Ah.
The thing about it is I called it. I told him everything that was
Yeah.
going to happen. And that's the one thing when you mess with Virgos, and this is the one thing that actually make that will irritate people about Virgos. And I'm not trying to put Virgos up on a pedestal,
Right.
but Virgos are really good deducers of situations. That's why, if you actually look it up, a lot of private investigators, a lot of people that do high level investigations will be a Virgo. They're either a Virgo or they're born with the number 4 or something. So
Facts.
normally
Yep.
when we start seeing something, we're calling it out. The chances of
Yes.
us being right are high. But
Mm,
and you'll get some Virgos that do it and they're like, oh, they want to slap in your face. But most of us,
yeah.
no, we're telling you because we care about you. But
Right.
so many people get mad at us for doing it. They get so daggone mad.
It's
And it's
true.
just like, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't be telling you this. I would actually look back and watch it happen and laugh at it. But
Right. Exactly.
you see what I mean? And I know I've been
Yes.
talking like the whole time
Nah.
though.
Nah. This is education. I love it. I needed. I needed it.
It's so much. But real quick, because I know you
Yes.
said you got it's probably a couple minutes past 1. So I'm
Let's
gonna have
go.
to wrap it up here. Or soon after this one. Goats. If anybody watching this daggone video whether it's after it's posted or you're watching now, and you was
Yeah.
born of the years of hold on, because I got to do math. The next GOAT year is actually 2027, which
Mm.
I'm not really happy about because that's Universal 11 year. I'm not really looking. I'm not looking forward to that year.
Oh, just
So if
prepare.
you were born, I'm not gonna say 2009 because that means you're only 12. Um. Oh no, wait, hold on. Am I doing my no? That's 2019, and then 2007. Dag on it. Hold on, 91,
Mm.
2003, 2015. Yeah, there you go. So if you was born 2003, 1991, 1979, 1967.
Mm.
Because I don't know if anybody older is watching the video or anybody younger is watching the video.
Right.
I
Mm.
need somebody to prove me wrong. Because what I found out about goat people, one, goat women tend to be the most attractive. So in the Chinese astrology, goat women are the most attractive sign. Followed right
Mm.
by where's the zodiac? It's Leo, right? And then in numerology, it's
Mm.
5. Those are the
Mm.
most attractive things. So if you find a goat woman who's born on the Leo sun sign on a 5-day, she's probably a supermodel. But also run, run, because goat people, both men and women, are very manipulative, but in two different ways.
Mm.
So goat men like to be manipulated to where they will stick up. They're not simping, but they
Mm.
ignore red flags and they will defend people because it just really doesn't make sense. But goat women will get people around them to fight their battles for them. You will never see them get in a confrontation, but I guarantee you they got an entourage that'll beat the crap out of you because you said something wrong.
Wow.
Every single one of them have that. And then when it comes to
Interesting.
meeting their spouse, goat women like money. So they're going to find somebody that's going to get them to that point. Now, if you add Pisces in the mix, this is very important. Pisces are known for picking up people that are like strays or broken, they need fixing because they want to fix that person in them. And the only problem is that when
Hmm.
a Pisces starts to do that, if that person starts walking to their own drum, because part of actually healing somebody is they discover their own path and that's where they go. If a Pisces does not like that path, they now become that person's biggest enemy. And they
Mm.
do. And
Deep.
a lot of Pisces women will do that. So this lady that I'm talking about, I watched her do that for multiple years. And there was a time where after the Marine Corps, like because going went to the Marine Corps out of high school. Got out when I
Yes.
was 22, so I knew nothing about life. They don't tell you that when you're in the Marine Corps, you get 3 hots in the cot. You don't gotta worry about bills. You got a guaranteed
Mm.
paycheck for as long as the contract goes on. You don't gotta worry about nothing.
Yes.
And
Right.
and if there's issues,
Mm.
it gets solved because you have rank structure and everybody knows their
Mm.
job. Everybody knows what they're at. You can toss out the civilian world, none of that exists. You got all these bills
Yes.
stuck on top of your head. You got all these crappy behind co-workers that aren't held accountable while you're doing 210%, but you're getting yelled at for some reason. And
Yep.
then everybody sees you as just being angry, which I ain't gonna lie, I did have pretty bad anger problems. It took me like 10 years to really get those calmed down.
It's
So
real.
it just with that and my love life the way it was, I ended up having to just shut my brain off for like 10 years. And
Mm.
that's where this lady and my Marine brother, because he's in the Marine too, they found me at that time. I was going through 2-year depression. The biggest bottle is a Jack that you can get. I was drinking 1 or 2 of those a day.
Wow.
That's how I got pancreatitis. But that's
Oh.
how depressed I was too. So they found me during that time, and they helped me out. I helped them
Wow.
out. So once I
That's
started
great.
waking back up and returning back to who I was and really getting more of myself, that's when I
Yes.
started getting attacked left and right, left and right. And then now, due to the fact of her questionable decisions and me getting ready to be a father, and I warned people, one, the place I moved to woke me back up and hardened me. Two, I'm becoming a father and I'm paying attention to who I'm raising my son around. So when I called her out on it, instead of her going like, "Oh, let's talk about it, let's work on it," she cussed me out, and then she made her whole family turn against me. Both her
Jeez.
sons were pretty much who were my nephews were more like my sons before my son was my son.
Wow.
Turned
Yeah.
them against me too. Every single last one of them. And
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I mean, like, I'm not trying to say too much on here, but it's very questionable how my brother lost his life. But when it comes down to when you pick a partner and you marry a partner, that person should value your life just as much as they value theirs. And the accident that
Yes.
happened was straight negligence on her part. It's just to me, it's like If that idea would have came across my table, I'd have slapped them upside the daggone face. Like, are you stupid? But there was
Mm.
nothing that. And how he passed was actually something me and him talked about for years that we would not do. And since I moved away, it happened. For the exact reason why we said we don't do it. We don't
Wow.
do it, you know. And
That
then
sucks. That
she has
sucks.
a friend who married her cousin that she helped get with, who also is a Pisces born in a goat year,
Mm.
who didn't know how to say nothing to him, and then now is trying to take the kids away from him and potentially get him locked up for the rest of his life, which now she'll take his VA benefits too. You see what I mean?
That's
And
horrible.
I'm seeing this pattern. And then I got another friend whose ex-wife is now holding the kid hostage until they go through freaking child support stuff. Not child support, but custody battle. And
Mm.
the similarity between all three of these women is that they're all goats and they're all Pisces. Everyone. So I'm like, what is this?
Wow.
What, what is this?
Wow.
So I need somebody to
Wow.
prove me wrong. And if anybody that I
That's
talked about, you know, because I'm not naming names, watch this daggone video, you want to get butthurt. I didn't name names for a reason. And at the end of the day, if you do want me saying stuff like this on the daggone thing, you should look at your decisions because I don't care right now.
I
Like
hear
I don't
that.
care. I'm
I
not gonna
hear
name
that.
you.
I
Yeah, I'm
hear
not gonna
that.
name you, but you know, you done messed up. You done messed up.
Yeah, that's tragic. It's
Yeah.
tragic, man. But
Mhm.
just going back to what you're saying, just the evidence that astrology, this stuff is real, man. These
Mhm.
energies are real that's inside of us. They're all real. They're
Exactly.
very real, man. I
Yeah.
learned that. I learned that through all my experiences, whether it's because of me, well, we're all because of me, but you know what I mean, because it's just the energies inside me, things, the universe, and things reacted based off of that. You know what I mean? And I had to learn these things. I had to learn that okay, I need to know my energy. I need to understand my energy, and I'm still learning to this day. Honestly, I'm still learning about myself. But this stuff is true. This stuff is real. And I really glad that you shared the thing about the Pisces thing. Like it's true.
Exactly. And
And
I'm
it's go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, like, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. We were talking about women and we were just talking about my nature and women, like, yo, you gotta make sure, don't like you said, don't be simping, because it's a real thing. It's a real thing with Pisces. So
Yes, it is.
I'm learning to break out of that. You know, it's a
Hey, it's the thing.
process.
Yep.
It's a
And just
process.
there's a couple of things. One, you're always going to be learning. We don't live long enough lifetimes to learn everything about everything. So you always got to be learning. If you think that you know everything, look again. You're wrong. Always
Right.
evolve who you are. Always evolve your knowledge. Knowing
Yes.
your energetic blueprint will definitely help you out in this path of life. But pre-warning, the more you learn your own energetic blueprint and where it takes you to, it's gonna. I'm gonna use the word matrix. So matrix, I'm not saying like you're Neo and we're in that what's going on. The
Right.
matrix is the rule set in the system that we live in. The system
Yes.
that we live in are controlled by certain individuals that want it to be that way. So the more you learn about these things in the energetic blueprint, the more you'll actually see the matrix for what it is. And once you start learning that, the matrix will know and it's going to send more stuff your way to trip you up and keep you asleep. So, which means that things are actually going to get harder for you in your life. But this is what you need to go through. Like I'm telling you,
Mm.
like you're going to lose friendships. There's family that's not going to like you because they
Yep.
want to be asleep and they want to be stuck. And they're going to be like, you're
Yes.
stupid, you're crazy, you know.
Yes.
But you need to go. At the end of the day, you go to sleep with yourself. You wake up with yourself. Even if you're married and have kids, you're in yourself. You need to take care of this. You got your
That's right.
mind, body, and soul. There's three versions of you need to take care of. So
Mm.
and then also too, the one superpower that the Pisces have, and I really wish they understand, and actually falls in line with you, is the fact that they can find people that are broken and help them reach higher levels, and they're the biggest dreamers. And Pisces are the most religious sign. What that means is they
Mm.
have the capabilities of truly bringing out the truest form of who they meet. That's
Wow.
what Pisces is supposed to do. Pisces, the way it's even shaped, is quite literally balanced. The whole sign looks like an eight, don't it?
It does. It does.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. But it
Wow.
is hard to try to balance out
Yes.
somebody, but
Because
allow them to also do it themselves. See what I?
right. Because we're so yeah. Because we're mutable. One
Yes.
minute we're one. I literally I start paying attention to myself. I didn't realize how mutable I am. One minute I could be. I'll just share a real life example. Just me. One minute I could be happy, this and that. Next minute, I'm emotional about something. Like 10 minutes later, because we're so mutable. Like our emotions and things, it changes over time. This is throughout the day. There's times
Yeah.
where I'm over there daydreaming. I'm at work. I'm over here sitting there going like this. Like I shouldn't be doing that. But that's the Pisces world. We go in our imaginations and we're somewhere else. But
Exactly.
it's a real thing. It's a real thing, man.
It is. And then I'm gonna go ahead and end it because I know you gotta get things to do. If you
Yes.
want, we should definitely do this a lot more often because one thing I want to talk to you about next, squares. Squares.
Mm, okay.
Do you know what those are?
No, you talking about different symbols?
Kind of. So like when you look at your natal chart, right? So you know how you got the planets in alignment and things like that. Depending on what
Yes.
degrees they sit at, they form either a trine, a sextile, a square, or a conjunction.
Oh, I see. I see.
But
I see.
so the way the energies work, I'm just highlighting squares for right now. Squares are energies that reside inside of you, and think of it as two sides. You have
Mm,
to choose one or the other. You cannot have both. A lot of the times we are unaware of what those are. When I learned mine, so I think I told you I was diagnosed with bipolar back in 2019.
mm-hmm.
Here's the thing:
Mm,
it's an extroverted number. 7 is an introverted number. There's a bipolar
mm,
system right there. When I looked at
yeah.
my squares are all symptoms of bipolar. If I was to give you the medical term, that's all bipolar stuff right there. Once I
Mm,
started working on, knowing that I got a big social battery at times, but then a really teeny one, and I worked with that,
yes.
and I looked at my squares and
Yes.
I worked with those. My bipolar symptoms, I still would deal with them
Mm,
because there's some things that are uncontrollable because of chemical
right.
imbalance. But there was so much other stuff that was just naturally within me that I could work with. So normally from my
Yes.
birthday to about March, I used to go through probably about 40 to 50 episodes from then until
Wow.
that point. I had
Interesting.
one this year.
That's wow.
And no
Wow.
medication because every medication they gave me says it's gonna increase the chances of a stroke. And I'm like, I had one already. Thank you. Don't need another one. So I'm literally doing this with no medication. So that's what I'm
Powerful. That's powerful, man.
yeah.
Wow.
And that's just from learning numbers.
Wow.
That's it.
Yes.
So
That's
imagine
it.
Papa's had this information. How many mental diagnoses will go out the window? Because numerology and astrology was around before daggone freaking
Yes.
psychology. Yep.
Yes,
Up
sir.
since the 1800s, doctors had to know your astrology. They had to go to school for astrology and know your chart before they worked on you because they believed that it would help out with your health causes, which is true because the
Yes.
Virgo is located in the gut system, which means why you
Mm-hmm.
see Virgos, they either have abs or they don't. But I got pancreatitis, gut. I got GERD, gut. I got
Mm.
high hernia, gut. All of my issues in my
Wow.
toilet.
Oh, wow. Wow. What
Yeah.
about Pisces?
Oh, Pisces are feet. So if you like getting foot massages, be careful. It might be a
I
little
know.
tense
No,
for
I
you.
like giving them.
Yep, see? There you go. Yes, you do the
Yeah.
Pisces that little foot
We
massage. Oh yeah.
yes.
But
And
yeah,
you know
no,
what's
that
interesting?
mm-hmm.
So back in this is 2020, so I had a health issue and it dealt with my feet. I had a swollen leg. My
Mm-hmm.
leg was swollen, my feet swollen. I'll send you a picture so you see. I still have it. It was swollen because I wasn't getting enough oxygen going to my brain when I was
Mm-hmm.
sleeping. And I was sitting in the position like I'm sitting in a chair and I fell asleep. And one day I just literally, my leg was literally this swollen. My foot was like this big. I couldn't even put on a shoe for like
Dang.
2 or 3 months. I was in the hospital for a week.
Dang. Yep. And
Yeah,
see, and
bro. I almost died. I almost died that year. I almost died that year.
that's
I almost
great. And that
died
was in
that year.
2020. Mm.
Yeah, 2020, 2021. Yep, 2021 because Tom Brady was playing. I remember because Tom Brady came back. He played the Super Bowl versus Kansas City, and I was in the hospital watching it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dude,
That's
I was in the hospital, bro. It was a guy right next to me dying, yo.
mm,
Literally about to die. Bro, that was the it was nobody couldn't come see me. It was still COVID. I was in the hospital alone, about to die, bro. That was probably the worst. That was before year 9.
that.
That was like
Next
year
time,
eight.
yeah, next time get my tail call. Don't be there by yourself. That's crazy. Hey, one last thing.
Yep.
What year did Tom Brady win his first Super Bowl?
That had to be 2002. 2002? Because it was versus the Rams. I think that was 02.
Yeah, it
Was it?
happened in 2002, but it's the 2021 or it's the 2001 season.
Right. Yeah, it was
All
2001.
right,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
2001.
yeah, yeah. You're right.
That's,
You're
that's
right.
also year snake. Tom Brady's born a year snake.
Oh, wow.
Kanye West, his first album, the one that really put him on the map. What year was that drop?
That was that 03?
2001. Kanye West is born a year snake.
Well, wait, what album he dropped in 01? Well, for he was a part of the Rock back then. You're right, because he was a part of the Rock back then. He produced a few of their mixtapes. They had a rock Rockefeller mixtape 01 with Cameron, Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. I was listening to it.
See, and I guarantee none of them knew. Now, granted, Tom Brady and Kanye West know about this now. You know,
They
they
do.
they know about it, but they
They
didn't
do.
know about it then.
They didn't. They didn't
Got
because Brady's wife is into that. Yeah, she's
his
definitely
ex-wife.
into that. Yeah.
Yeah, who's born a year to pig.
Oh, really?
Yep, and the pig is a natural enemy of the snake.
Wow. Now that's
Yep,
interesting.
and they got
That is
divorced and
interesting.
she took all this stuff for no reason. He got
Wow.
married to his opposing energy. Dude, here's
Wow.
some funny things. Robert Downey Jr. is also born a year to snake. Do you know that when Iron Man came out in theaters, when that character died, do you know what year it was?
Bro, that was 20, was it 2019?
Yeah. All right, let me do math.
Yeah,
Let
do
me
the
see.
math. Cause when did that come out? Yeah, was
Yeah, it
it
was
2018 or
2019, year to pig.
it was 2019? Wow.
So, do you
That's
remember what year that wasn't it last year that he was coming back as Doctor Doom?
yeah, it was either 2023 or 2024. I think it was 24, right?
It's 25.
It was 25. Yeah, because he did it at Comic Con.
Exactly. So Robert
Yep,
Downey Jr.'s most famous character dies in the pig gear, and then he's brought back as another more famous Marvel character in his snake gear, and Robert Downey Jr. is born a year to snake.
that's insane. That
Now
is
that was
insane.
done on purpose, though. That was done on purpose. Like it's crazy how much you actually see
Wow.
people follow the energy. So everybody that's above us, like that's rich and famous and everything like that, that they know about this and they laugh at
They
us
do.
down here and around because we're the only ones that are like, that's fake, that's this, that's that. They're the
That's
only
true.
ones that are like that. And then they're up
That's
there just
true.
like, oh, if they knew that 28 is the money number of wealth. So if you want to start a business, start it on the 28. Name a
Yep.
business, have it with letterology, the name equals 28. You
Mm,
know, they know how to play it. The rule of 3 and 4 that the Freemasons use. Look at a lot of buildings. You can break it down to 3 and 4. Freemasons use that all the time. Exxon
yes.
across the street is spelled EXXON. In letterology, E is a number 5, N is the number 5. X is a number 6. You literally have
Mm,
5, 6, 6, 6, 5.
mm, hmm,
The two numbers of travel and the number
mm,
of
mm.
666 has multiple different meanings. It's not
It does.
always something that's bad and the devil.
Right. It's not. It's definitely not. It's definitely not.
Mhm.
I learned about that too. I was like, when people say something about it, I'm like, bro, it's deeper meaning. It's a deeper meaning. It's not. It doesn't mean the devil. It
You know,
doesn't mean the devil.
it does in some ways, but not in the way that people think. And then that's the one
Right.
thing I want people to know that your perception, your energy, and what you use things for can change what it is. So, like the number 555, if you see that, no, something a lot of people say that a child is coming. Straight, I seen that before we got my wife got pregnant with my son.
Oh
But it can
wow.
also mean rebellion. It can also mean change. It can also mean you might be getting an STD. You
Oh
don't
snap!
know. So you got to kind of help out with the energy to what does it mean to you? But
That's
there's
deep.
elites out there that know how to, in a sense, pervert the energy on purpose. That's why they use it. That's why XXX is also used for something that begins with a P that I can't say on here. You see what I mean?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
6 is a very materialistic number, and
Yes.
when you triple something, because the keys to the universe is 3, 6, and 9. When you triple
Yes.
something, you triple that energy, and when the third dimension, you got to pay attention to what they're doing with it. That's why they use the number 666.
Interesting. That's
Mm-hmm.
deep. Yeah. Next show we gotta go over those repeat numbers because back in 2018 I kept seeing 444. I saw 444 a whole lot. 333, 555. It was all 2018. I kept seeing these repeat numbers. I saw
Dude,
1111. It was crazy. I never had that experience. It happened in 2018.
let's go over that again next time, and I'm gonna leave you. I need to stop. See, I'm bad at this, and I think I told you when I was 34-7 on May the 16th 7, and
Hmm.
2023 7. I had my stroke at 4:30 in the afternoon, which is a 7, and the hospital I
Wow.
got taken to the starts off at 777, and 7 is the
What?
number of health events.
That is insane.
I'll get deep
Wow.
into it, but yeah, let's talk about squares
Yeah,
and
we
let's
got to
talk
do
about
this. Yeah, we
Unicode.
got to do
Yeah,
this again, brother. There's some other stuff we want. I got questions on too, but I'll save it for the next show. So we can
good to go.
educate the
We'll play
people,
it. We'll
man.
play it. All
Yeah,
right. Thank y'all very much for joining. And hey, this is
absolutely.
the Dragon Sight Knowledge Live. My boy Will. We might have to come up with a new name. I don't know. We'll see. Bye.
All right, catch you later, man.
I can never figure out how to just exit this thing. It's always weird. Hold on.